You guys win! It's all done. The end. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
We solved your 7th sea puzzle.
Calling it a 7th sea puzzle says that I paid a lot more attention to the rules than I actually did. Anyway, last time you guys convinced Isabel to join you, dealt with a few other problems that cropped up, took out Senor Santiago, and by that I mean captured him to face public trial for the new government, and all around won.
Yay!
So congrats. You did great. You had a nice, good knockdown, drag-out fight where you guys ended up doing the thing, having the fun. We are in the epilogue. So it has been a few weeks now. There has been a transition of power. Everyone who is on, you gave a seat to Cultus Falche as your judicial branch. You gave a seat to the Explorers Guild. You gave a seat to the Dukes. The Nobles. You gave a seat to the Dukes Rebellion, which is like your party. Like the group you guys had assembled. Is that everyone you gave seats to?
Or Gravediggers are lumped in with Duke's Rebellion, right?
Yes. Oh, werewolves have a seat as well.
Cool.
So they all have a seat and have been...
Oh, and Catalina and Isabel have various roles, right?
Neither of them have a seat on the governing body.
Gotcha.
That is that is the only way that it could work.
Yes, yeah.
Not that they are uninvolved, but...
But, like, Catalina is getting sent out, like, in the future as, like, a diplomat, right?
Yes.
To interact with other people, or other cities.
Yes.
Things, yeah.
And Isabel is staying, making sure you guys don't mess up.
No pressure.
So, a couple weeks have passed. The trial of Senor Santiago has come and went, where he was executed for his crimes against the state, mostly for things he did, somewhat as a scapegoat. Where we meet Cormac in the palace. What does your new office look like, Cormac?
I think it's kind of tucked away. Like, it's not particularly large. There's been a lot of rearranging, and he just kind of got... he did not get a ballroom or, like, a converted master bedroom, you know what I mean?
He got a converted broom closet.
Yeah, I mean, it was a large closet because it was a palace closet, but it's not particularly notable. So
you're sitting at your desk. Do you want to explain what you're doing now?
Yeah, so Cormac is a spy master for our fair city. And that means now that he's coordinating a lot of spies, he still has his, like, kid spies, but he's also got adult spies now. But that means that they need somebody to be coordinating, and that means he's at a desk. He's not really going out and doing stuff the way he used to. And he's operating in the shadows more so.
I can think of few jobs that I would want less in a medieval setting as spy master to a fledgling government that is going against the main government of the country you're in. But, you do you, Cormac.
Some people crave boredom,
It's not the boredom, it's the stress and boredom.
The combination is really winning.
Where it's like, oh, cool, like every city-state around you has a license to destroy you.
Do they?
You guys setting up a new governmental system is active rebellion against the king.
What I'm hearing is we're doing a sequel.
Or you now take down the Spanish government, Castilian government.
So Cormac's got his work cut out for him and his spies, because he's got a lot of new threats to deal with. But that's another good reason to have an office that looks like a closet, is that it's hard to find.
So, you're sitting there scribbling on your work, when you get a knock on your door.
Come in.
And so the door opens, you see Jonathan walk in. Cormac, this is just such a hard place to find, and it's, like, hard to give you my reports if you need to have some signs up, because then we could find you. Like, I had to turn into a wolf, and then I was a wolf, so I could sniff you out. But I didn't really have any of your clothing, so I had to go, ask around if anyone knew what you smelled like. And, that's apparently a weird question to ask people.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to know the answer to that question. Was it positive? Was there positive connotations to it,
Well,
scent memories, they go deep.
How much do you like oranges?
Oranges are fine.
Well, unfortunately, you just smelled like apples.
I mean, apples are fine too. Who doesn't love a good apple?
Someone you love very dearly thinks they're disgusting. Just throwing that one out there.
Okay. All right.
That was a meta joke. I don't like apples.
Oh. So what's the news?
The werewolves are doing great.
I'm happy to hear it, Jonathan.
Well, you asked me to check in on them. I mean, Fang's doing well. You know, him and his boyfriend, you know, like, they're getting pretty serious right now. So, like,
Right.
there's some, like, mating rituals going on there. I think there's going to be a proposal soon. And Thrasher is, like, taking well. He's, you know, guarding the roads and doing all that. And don't let me tell you what Julius did the other day. You won't believe how much ale he can.
Jonathan.
You told me to check in on them. They all, like, I figured this is what you wanted.
Pertinent to the survival of the city, though? We can talk about this anytime. We can go get dinner. Have a
We can
drink.
get dinner? You want to get dinner with me? I would love to go out to dinner with you.
I mean, not as a date, just like as friends.
Oh, yes, as friends.
I mean, yeah, we could do that and have this conversation. I'm kind of working right now, though. Do you have work-related stuff?
I'll be right back.
The need to clarify that was really ice cold.
Yeah, I wanted Jonathan to show up one more time.
Cody's favorite
I
character.
do love a good Jonathan scene.
As Jonathan pushes out of the room, you see Hamza waiting in the door, just looking in like, does he not know what spies are?
You know, honestly, that's a great question. Maybe that should be clarified. Hamza, come in. Have a seat. What can I do for you?
Well, I am about to head off and wanted to know if you wanted to join me. We could be the Knights of Avalon questing around. There's more adventures to be had.
What are your plans?
Well, there are more monsters and legends to be found south of here. There has been talk of ruins of the old empire have been uncovered with creatures of daring and legend that need to be slain to protect people, and what better way for Cormac O'Rourke to make his name other than overthrowing a government?
Well, I think my name's been kept out of that, which is fine. Don't need more targets on my back, right?
Probably for the best.
I appreciate your kind offer, but I've got a place here and some work to do keeping this place afloat now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was covered, but then I listened to Jonathan talk, and it might be for the best.
I appreciate the offer, and I do hope you'll keep me informed of all your exploits. And he gives him an address that he could send things to. That would be
P.O. Box.
right 773.
Well,
I do want to hear everything about your travels. Wish I could join you.
I'll make sure to keep you updated. But until next time, then, Cormac, I'll swing by and see if you're bored in a couple of years and want to join me.
You do that. You do that.
All right. Time continues to pass. Seasons come and go. Myth turns to legend.
A month goes by.
A month goes by. Lena, you have been trying to get in contact with your brother, but he has not been available for you. He has made it very clear he does not want to talk to you, so you have resorted to sending him a letter.
Yeah, I don't know if it was necessarily she's not going out of her way to talk to him, but I think we're at enough things together, and it's there's very clearly been that wall between us. So she feels that it is necessary to sit down and contact him.
Yeah, I would say the way he's been acting isn't to the level of being societally rude, but also
it's probably getting pretty close.
It's plausible deniability is what he has, not actual deniability.
Yeah, so she sits down and writes a letter to him.
Tell me about this letter.
Well, it goes, Dear Miguel Rosero, I hope this finds you well and in good spirits, as well as with your wife and daughter. Mama and Papa have told me that she takes after Vanessa, for which I am most grateful. For this temporary moment, while I seem to have the upper hand, I must request civility for the sake of Mama and Papa. Whether we like it or not, we are currently two of the people that must advise and help rebuild this wonderful city of ours. As it is in our hands, we must not let our squabbles get in the way. In addition, it would certainly break Mama's heart if the holidays were spoiled by bitter jabs at each other. I would caution you to make the appropriate choice here. I've heard that Santiago's son is eagerly awaiting an opportunity to condemn his father, and I imagine that your seat on the council would be a most excellent way for him to reclaim honor in this city. Muy atentamente, your twin.
That was really good, Mandy.
I wrote it up while Cody was putting Graham to bed.
Well, you did fantastic. So you mail this letter off and do not receive a response. Time continues to flit by. Some more weeks pass where we see Lena and Nostroy. What are you guys up to?
So I think, I don't know what... Actually, you tell me, what do you think Nostroy is doing right now? Because I think Lena approaches you.
For a while now, I would say that Nostroy has been kind of, like, absent, notably. Like, not away from the city, just not as involved, kind of reclusive, if that makes sense, you know. But not, like, literally in a dungeon, just, you know, maybe you find him at a pub telling some story or something like that if you're just looking for him.
Okay. So, I think Lena finds you, I think at a pub works great for this. And when Nostroy is done entertaining people, she buys them a round, and once they have a moment, she nods to him. So, this is what you've been doing?
No, this is a distraction from what I have been doing.
Alright, well, fill me in. What have you been doing?
I can show you later.
Very mysterious.
You know, some projects, they don't make sense until they are done. So, it's a project that might not make sense until it is done. But I feel it is necessary. But what have you been up to? I'm sure running the city, conquering lands, forging alliances, the like.
I don't know if conquering lands is going to be on the agenda for a long time. I think right now we're just trying to get back on our feet. And honestly, at this point, it's mostly just the boring day-to-day stuff.
It's important, but it is bad for the stories, so please lie. If people ask you that question, you know, just lie, say something bold and impressive. Anyways.
She rolls her eyes. Yes, but that's what you are for. You are here to take the everyday and make it way less mundane.
Well, yes, that is an accurate way of describing my usual actions. How can I make your day less mundane today?
And I think Elena kind of like fidgets for a second and like taps her fingers on her mug of ale. So, alright, I am fully aware that you are going to make fun of me for this. And that's fine. I am fully prepared for you to say no. But I will not give up my family, and obviously still having my family think well of me is still extremely important. That said, I have a proposal that I hope you will be interested in, because my family is not going to back off, specifically my parents are not going to back off until I have been paired off with somebody, and I like my job.
I understand. Yes, I will officiate your wedding. I have done it before. I have done it more than once. I have moved people to tears.
Lena turns like bright red. No, that's not... No, actually, you're making this a lot worse. What I was going to suggest is, would you be interested in a marriage of convenience?
Are you suggesting a marriage of convenience to me.
Yes.
I'm gonna lay out the facts for you real quick, just because of the word convenience. Thing number 1, I cannot have kids or raise crops ever. It's like
Fine.
my curse. Okay, that's really inconvenient for noble marriages. Thing number 2.
That does not matter to me because I want to do what I've been doing.
Thing number 2, I light things on fire. Alright, that's like not
You don't do it on accident.
true, but it happens. Thing number 3, your whole family, they all hate me. Your parents hate me. Your brother hates me.
Okay, well, one, great way to get back at them for continuing to push this on me. But 2, really, for you, I feel like this is a good idea because you can just go do whatever you want. And you would just have the financial backing. I get my parents off my back. You get to just f*** off.
Look,
If you want. If that's what you want to do. Whatever you want, that's what I am offering with this.
okay, so I have a counter offer, right? I understand. Well, okay, there is a 5th thing that's inconvenient about me. I don't know how old I am. I know this isn't great.
I think she just like gestures to like the world. That's
No, I know. I just mean like I'm old. Like really, like not like 60, like it's got zeros on the end at this point. I've lost track. It's been cause I can't get hurt. So I kind of looked like this and then it just stayed like this for a long time. So I might outlive. It doesn't matter. Okay, so counter offer. Here's the deal. I have no interest in, as you say, fucking off. Because I've got stuff I'm doing here that I think is important. Isabel needs to be monitored to ensure she does not become a murderer again.
sure.
I know. Also, yeah, if you want to figure out the child that you're going to end up taking care of, it's Isabel. 6th inconvenient thing about me. Here's the other inconvenient thing about me. And now look, you ready to laugh at me?
Okay.
You're definitely going to end up falling in love with me. I don't think you understand. No, don't laugh. Look, I know because I'm a little skeletal and I have the beard and the weird face, but I will have you know, I have been making crowds swoon for, I think, over 100 years. And you're going to be living with that constantly. Cause I'm not like, I'm gonna get married and then just disappear. It's like, no. Like, if we're doing it, then I'm gonna be there. I'm going to be helpful. I'm going to be supportive of your goals, which probably means burning people. 7th inconvenient thing. You don't have to share a bed with me until you definitely ask. But I can live in small areas. That's a convenient thing about me. I'm used to living in, like, small wagons and tents.
Okay, I feel like the conversation is derailing. I've already lived with you for over 3 years.
That's true.
And so far I have not gotten sick of you, and I actually like you the best out of everyone. So far, I
need to give tips to Cormac. He should be doing better, apparently. Also, I'm just gonna say, if you ever have, like, I also invite thieves a lot, like urchins, like little kid urchins. So, like, small sweets will go missing. A lot.
Are you trying to talk yourself out of this
I'm
again?
trying to talk you into a marriage of inconvenience, because I don't think it will be convenient. I'm not saying no, I'm definitely saying yes. But I want you to be aware that I come with a mountain of weird baggage.
Again, over 3 years of living together.
I know, but you might someday decide you want something more not weird, and then you'll be, stuck with me, because I'm also not super into the idea of, like, leaving, I guess you could try to kill me if you wanted to get rid of me. That would be feasible. Now you seem unsure. Now you seem worried. Now I'm worried I oversold the weirdness.
Joke's on you, she's into that.
No, but what I mean here, my point is, I think it's a good idea. I do. I think we could both use companionship, and I do not want us to disappear into, like no longer knowing each other, because I do tend to get sucked into the things that I'm doing.
I was just saying that as like, if that is what you wanted to do, I don't know what the advantage is for you. As far as I could figure it, the advantage for you was you would have familial money to go off and entertain kids.
I don't think I want your money. I think I want to be a part of your life, if you want that.
I don't know if I want that. Mostly, I just don't want to be stuck with someone I hate. And I actually like you.
I am glad that I have reached that barrier. I look forward to being better than that, I hope.
Well, you seem like the kind of person who would take that on as a challenge.
I would. I do have a problem, though. Who will officiate the wedding? You cannot scoff at this. This is important. It's the person who's going to officiate our wedding.
Friar Lewis.
That's now... Look.
Yeah, you have a literal priest you invented and made into a squid monster.
We could use Friar Lewis.
We could use Friar Lewis. Honestly, this is... I'm going to surprise you here. Getting married was not like the goal of my life. Mine was doing what I'm doing. I wanted to become the captain of the guards. I'm gonna go along with whatever is the most convenient.
Ooh,
if Friar Lewis is available, we can use Friar Lewis.
He's all booked up, sorry.
I'm looking forward to using Friar Lewis a lot. He looks real weird. That's gonna be good.
Oh, your poor parents. Oh my gosh.
I think your parents are going to hate me more. We should invite your brother.
I mean, he has to be invited, even if he says no.
He'll show up. I'm going to promise you. He's showing up, or he's dead. 2 options. He's showing up, or he's dead.
All right, well, I'll let you...
I'll get to work on it. I'll start laying down... I'll lay down some groundwork. I'll start calling in some favors. We're gonna find him.
I'm sure Vanessa can work some magic, you know?
All right, we pan back from this scene of this marriage of inconvenience being established. Nostroy. It has been probably about 6 months now. What have you been working on?
Nostroy has been building a very odd-looking house in the most, secluded part of the city that is still walled in. And actually, do we have a map? Hang on.
We do not.
We do. I can get it for you.
So I think what Nostroy maybe does, maybe on the, weedy, overgrown bones of the town hall, or whatever area people have just stopped going to because of disuse or disrepair. Nostroy has been slowly building a small little cottage. It already seems run down, and it's intentionally kind of overgrown. There's lots of plants everywhere, and it's elevated on high, spindly little legs that almost look like legs. And as Nostroy puts the final touch on it, there's he lights a little puff of fire into the fireplace, into the little stove that's in there. And, smoke starts puffing out and the windows light up. And then he walks in and sits down on this kind of old spindly furniture and just kind of quietly says to the house, "Grandmother, I am inviting you to a new home."
For a moment, your call rings into this empty cottage before you feel a cold chill slip in. And this is uncomfortable for you. It's not that it's that cold, it's that you have not felt cold in decades. And before you stands an old woman layered in mounds of cloth, looking weathered and ancient, but still strong and full of life. Nostroy. It's too warm here.
I agree, but I promise you get used to it. And also, and he slides over a box of pastries, there are advantages.
She takes one. This feels like a land where hard lessons are not taught.
I would agree with you. It has been many years since we have spoken. And I think it would be a lie to say that I was not angry for a time at you for everything that you did to me. However, I also can see the results of what I have done here, and I'm less angry. Or maybe that anger has been redirected a little bit.
I don't think I would have been doing my job well if you weren't angry at me.
I am inclined to agree. But here is my thought. I am sure you have many homes. I am sure that you are known many places. I am worried for this place that I care about deeply. I feel that although me and my friends did our job well, there is always potential for negativity, for a slide into disrepair, for apathy to rule instead of goodwill and sincere effort. And for that, I invite you to bring lessons to this land. And, if need be, make more like me. I am aware of the downsides of your curse and how much it can unmake your life, but I've also seen what it can build. And even if it took me a while, I am grateful for that now.
When you offer this proposition of her having sway in a new land, you see her grin, and it is unnerving like a shark looking at prey. This is a good idea, and I am glad that you figured out how my curses work. You have done something great, Nostroy. But before you think too hard about that, remember, as you said, lessons can be unlearned, and I do not take well to people who unlearn the lessons I have taught them.
Oh, grandmother, I would never forget your lessons. But if you ever wish to reacquaint me, feel free. It is a challenge I am not unhappy with. I wonder very much if there is a depth to which I have not been drug and come back from. You gave me a gift of fire, and I managed to not kill everyone who stood in my way. For that, I feel fine about.
She raises and puts her hand on your cheek. And I am glad that you found a way to use it. As I said, I give blessings and curses. But I don't think if I were to punish you, Nostroy, I don't think you are worried about depths. You are worried about heights. I can push you the other direction. But you know what I teach. You have brought me here. You are not who I plan to teach right now. So, let's begin. I'm going to end that there. With creepy old woman being creepy. All right. Vinny, is there anything you want to do? Last chance.
So, see, I don't know if there's any particular scenes I wanted to have, but I do have ideas on what Sigather is doing after all this.
Why don't you fill us in, and then we can move to the last scene, which everyone is in.
Okay. So, Sigather is going to stick around just a little bit to make sure that the new government seems to be working, make sure there's no major problems. Kind of helping out the Coldest Falche with the whole justice... I almost said Justice League, Justice Department thing.
They can have a new name.
We're the Justice League.
Don't worry. I'm. That was almost a Freudian slip. You'll see what I mean in a second. After that, she is actually going to leave Eretrios, or leave the new place with the new name. Did we establish that name yet, or that? Not yet. It will be in the next scene. Okay, I didn't think so. But she's actually going to leave I think it'll be after this last scene, to be honest. Okay. I don't know if you want to do that. It probably makes sense to do that last scene last. But basically, her goal is she's going to just travel the world with a couple goals in mind. Actually, a few different goals in mind. Still looking for the best duelist in the world. She may have already fought the best duelist in the world. She doesn't know, but she wants to go try to find that duelist that can beat her. She also wants to kind of explore the extent of her cultist Falche powers. One of the things she's curious about is when she goes to a new place, does she immediately know the laws of that new place? And then she kind of, while also searching for a way to get rid of that cultist Falche stuff she has, because it's not inherent to what she is or something that was put on her. While she's doing that, she's basically going to become Batman. She's going to be vigilante justice in places that she goes. If she sees a major injustice that she can fix, she kind of becomes the unseen force in the night that deals with problems like that.
I am La Noche.
Good joke, Caitlin.
Thank you.
So it has been probably about 9 months, a year, somewhere in that span. You guys have brought stability to what you're doing. Cormac and Lena, who are the ones acting in government, have set up their departments respectively, and things are running, if not smoothly, better than they were when you started. Having the city guard do normal patrols and not be as corrupt. Cormac is doing everything he can to assess threats before they become unmanageable. Nostroy and Lena were wed by the wonderful Friar Lawrence.
Lewis.
I had to get it wrong one last time.
One last chance.
This one isn't even like the Mythic Grove. Like, it's not even that where it's like just, it's just
another L name.
It just sticks in my head wrong.
Oh, wait. Can I make a comment? Does Miguel come to the wedding?
He does. He sits in the back and he is not happy.
Oh no, Nostroy seeks him out and gives him a charred piece of paper with the address of grandmother's house written on it, with just the note, if you seek power, this is a good place to start.
Wow, you are horrible. He deserves it.
He has not learned his lesson yet.
But yes, he did come to the wedding. It was a beautiful ceremony by all. People were moved to tears by Friar Lewis's sermon, which espoused how anyone can turn from their ways and do good, and we can all live lives focused on the prophet. Just take a look at Magnus, leader of the Gravediggers, himself. It is a sunny morning as you all stand in the town square as the city council is announcing the new name of the city. You four are in a group talking amongst each other, still close at this point. And Catalina is there with Jean-Luc as she is about to set off on her ambassadorial duties to different regions and towns. The tear in the sky has
Frank, what happened with that?
It has been...
It's a tourist attraction now, everyone loves to come and see the giant sky tear.
It has been shrinking since you guys had got Isabel on your side and have her and Jean-Luc on it together have shrunken it instead of them just undoing each other's progress constantly.
She was the one maintaining it.
Yep. So they are having a big pageant, and like in modern day, a curtain falls, and you see the name of the town. Welcome to... I forgot it already.
Oh my god.
It's mostly because I don't speak Spanish fluently. Renacidad?
Renacidad.
Horatio's 2, Electric Boogaloo.
You must not speak the name.
I thought Eritrea Quatros was good, but nobody liked that one. So I guess this is goodbye for now, everyone.
I wish you all the best, Catalina. It's gonna be weird not having you here, seeing as we've been with you for, 4 years now.
Yeah, and that's
Maybe you're probably looking forward to a vacation from us, though.
Maybe a little.
Well, we'll take good care of everything.
I'll have to find new people that I've definitely heard of.
Neostroy walks up to her, and I can't remember what it was. Was it a coin that I had blood on still from, what's his name?
Yes. Sure. Let's say a coin.
Yeah, I think it was one of the coins he kept, or something like that. And shows it to Catalina. If you ever need any of us or one of us, your friend here can always drag us through existence to bring us to you. So, do not hesitate if you are in trouble of any sort. I don't think you're the person that needs me anymore as much. And in fact, I think maybe us hovering around you endlessly might stunt your growth. That might mean a certain amount of pain, uncertainty, and fear, which I am sad you might find, but these things can make us stronger. But if it ever gets too far, your family is still here to help. So, ask your friend, rip me out of existence, bring me to you, and I will gladly burn anyone around you. Or I can also heal you very well. So, also that, if you're stabbed, coin, bring me there. I can, you get the cool burn scar, which is pretty neat too, so.
They do look pretty cool, yeah.
And then Neostroy, rummages around in, his, pockets and pulls out a, theater mask and goes, also, if you ever need to be secret, wear this, and puts it on her face. It's my favorite theater mask. It strikes fear and envy into all those that see it.
What does it look like?
I think it would be like a very frightening but ornate snarling bear.
Alright. She gives you a hug. Just because I don't need you doesn't mean I don't want you, so don't do anything too crazy before I get back.
I would not dream of doing anything that isn't crazy.
That's why I said too crazy and not crazy. Lena, can you keep him in line?
You would think that was my job, but, nah, I kind of just let him do his thing.
Generally, I have to make sure she doesn't do anything too crazy. That has been my role, I feel.
It's just hard to top that, Lena's at a disadvantage here. If she wanted to do something really crazy. But I've got people, so, I can help you out, Lena.
I was gonna say, you got the whole city guard, you got the spy network. I mean, there are other ways to cause trouble other than lighting things on fire.
But are they as spectacular?
Well, sometimes. Whole city guard, that's pretty good.
I like the idea that Mandy's gonna Elena's gonna start getting the city guard to flash mob. To outdo Nostroy's fireworks.
Cormac goes and gives her a hug. I'll miss you, but you're gonna do good work out there. You don't need us. Weighing you down.
Cormac trying not to cry.
Right.
Well, I'll see you guys in a few months, I guess. Jean-Luc gives you all a wave. And they ride off into the noonday sun.
Stay safe, Gatita.
It is dark. It is night. Everyone is nicely at home. Cormac is awake doing his spymaster things. Sigrithur is on the road, hearing howling of werewolves from the city that she has left behind. Nostroy and Lena are having a weird, pedantic fight about what actually is a pillow.
I feel like if we're doing anything in our, marital bliss, it is definitely sparring,
Okay.
Nostroy still wants to learn how to sword fight. Nostroy still thinks she needs to learn how to dodge fire.
That's fair.
I want to hear about this pedantic fight, though. They can do it. They can multitask.
It sounded like something Nostroy would do when Lena was like, I want a marriage of convenience. And Nostroy's like, it's gonna be inconvenient. Let's argue.
What was the pillow fight about?
What actually constitutes a pillow?
Oh, nice. And they decided to...
I think Nostroy's definition would be anything.
And I think that's where, Mandy can speak for Lena's point on this. I'm not Lena.
But you can't put a pillowcase on a rock, Nostroy.
It is a lucky and also potentially haunted rock. And if you want me to get the rock out of the house, then beat me blindfolded, and then I will do it. You said that was the worst sword fighter you'd ever seen. So,
Okay, but we're taking it out to the courtyard. I am not setting another sheet on fire.
fine, we can fight in the courtyard. Give people a spectacle to look at.
In a dark and secluded part of town that is still walled in, Miguel creeps up to a house on stilts, looking with a hood over his head so that no one sees him, and quietly pushes in a door as he steps into a shack to hear an old woman laugh. I've been waiting for you, my child. And we're done with the campaign!
Hey!
Can I play Miguel in the sequel?
Hey Wanderers! Thanks for listening to our campaign, Corsairs of Castille. We'll be taking a week break before jumping back into Wanderlust. As always, you can follow us on our socials and, if you like what you hear, leave us a review on your podcast app of choice and tell a friend about the show. We hope you've enjoyed our heroes finding their way to a brave new beginning. Thanks again for listening and keep wandering.